fact that they finished the season last year, after that start of April, what was it, like 6 games over 500?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't set yourself back so far, again, that 500 record that we're talking about, one game either way, that's what our expectations before the season were.
Right. Look, the most disconcerting for me right now, and like I said, very early as we know, is, Mize and Skubal did not pitch well. And look, it's their first start. We'll see what happens in start number 2. You want me to be a little bit of positive, even though you look at the line, it was not great. But this, the other Erod, Edwin Rodriguez, who they got in the Justin Upton trade from the Angels, he was lights out at the first 2 innings in relief of Skubal. And I guess, I don't know why you leave him in for more. I don't know, whatever. But the 3rd inning, they got to him.
Yeah.
He up a home run. But other than that, he looked really good for those first 2 innings. So maybe, all right, we find our ceiling with this kid. He's a good 2-inning pitcher. That's fine. That's good. So that was good. Other than that, there really wasn't much good stuff.
No, and the disappointment that we're feeling right now with Mize and Skubal is all of the expectations coming in. And Mize, he didn't start well. He did settle down and pitched better, after the first couple innings. I think the biggest disappointment was probably Tarik Skubal, where he coming out of spring training, everybody thought that this was going to be a breakout year for him.
Kristen Livonia on the ticket text at 248-539-9797. We just got a snapshot of how far off the Tigers are from the White Sox. Lucky opening day win with a lot of the White Sox best players out of the lineup. Tim Anderson hits about 800 against the Tigers, and Abreu also owns them. Tigers starters are overrated, and the bullpen is in midseason form. They'll be about 10 to 12 games under 500 when May comes. That's Kristen Livonia, which is what they were last year.
I would say I agree with a lot of what he said. I think it's a little premature to say they're going to be that bad this month. Like, let's give it a chance here. Let it breathe. I just was, like you said, the starters, I questioned that coming in, and the bats. I mean, if you look at yesterday, obviously they didn't hit, but the 2 days before that, it was late in games, where they kind of mustered something together.
Yeah. Well, look, the White Sox should not be the barometer. I don't think.
No.
Because the White Sox are really freaking good. And they do have some injuries still. And they're still really freaking good. And Tim Anderson and that Jim Thome, Nelson Cruz.
Tiger killer.
Oh, yeah. He's right. I mean, it's not 800, but every time he plays, if he plays the first game, who knows? They might not have won the first game.
Well, sure. I mean, it's all the what ifs.
Yeah,
but he wasn't there,
right,
and they won.
I'm not going to sit there and go crazy over 3 games in a 162-game schedule. That makes no sense.
No, you start putting a few series together.
Yeah.
Now we'll see how they rebound against Boston. We'll see, what Matt Manning for the first time tonight. See how he's going to start off 2022. And once you get through the rotation one time, right, you'll have a chance to see, okay, you're not going to see, I don't think, a huge improvement in the second go-round.
No.
But you're hoping that maybe you see something a little bit better, and they continue to improve throughout the season.
Right. That's all you want. I'm not sitting there worried about tanking games for draft picks. They're past that. They need, to get better by the end of the season. And as Doug always says, you want to be on the graphic. Yeah, play some meaningful games in September. That would be nice. They looked horrible for the most of this weekend. Let's give it a chance. Let's let things breathe. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. More of the Tigers, a little bit on Tiger as well. 97.1 the Tiger.
That you want the best lawn on the yard or on the street, you got to give Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service a call. 888-GREEN or on the web at naturalwaylawn.com, because your grass is going to start greening up. Along with that grass, you're going to see dandelions that can choke it out. You're going to see crabgrass, and you've got to address that now before things get out of control. It's easier to prevent it than it is to fix it. So schedule early and call now, because for a limited time only, you can purchase a full lawn program. You're going to get free grub control, free service insect control, but you got to mention my name along with 97.1 The Ticket. Here Here's how they get it done. They're going to assign your lawn its own specialist. They're going to custom tailor a solution specifically for your yard and your home. They're so sure they can get it done because they've been doing this for over 3 decades here in Detroit. They're going to give you a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Give them a call, 888-GET-GREEN, or on the web at naturalwaylawn.com. Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service. Get green, stay green with Natural Way.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Amazing Smiles Dental Implant Center. Dealing with some accidents on the drive this morning. 94 eastbound at Oakwood, 96 eastbound after Milford Road, and 96 eastbound ramp to eastbound 696. Imagine getting your smile and confidence back in one day. Dr. Jindali and Amazing Smiles Dental Implant Center can do this for you. One location, the latest technology and financing available. It's free. Don't hide your smile anymore. Take your life back by calling Amazing Smiles today, 248-955-9000 or AmazingSmiles.us. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beer. Download it today on the Odyssey app. This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber. This is Boomer Esiason with an
Scotty Scheffler wins the Masters, 10 under par. McIlroy comes in second at 7 under. Cam Smith kind of imploded, to say the least. Made it interesting for a while, and then when Scheffler had that shit bit.
Yeah.
Just,
No shock, the number one player in the world.
no.
Won. And what a great start to the season for him. What, 4
Yeah.
wins in 57 days, I think it is?
Pretty damn impressive. And unlike people questioned why he was on the Ryder Cup team. He proved the coach and the captain, Steve Stricker, was correct. Let's go to Mike in Oxford. I said on the ticket.
Hey guys. Well, the Tigers and Fighters kind of had the same weekend, huh? They both kind of, exploded. But John, I don't really think the Tigers, this is just like it caused some early season crabgrass they got to, weed out. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
But I am definitely concerned about the starting pitching. This is one thought. I thought the starting pitcher would be better this year, and it probably will. But, what happened over the weekend, that even takes a little bit away from the win on Friday. They got very lucky to win that game. They're lucky they didn't get swept out of this series because the White Sox outplayed them, a lot of that game on Friday. The bullpen has kind of impressed me the most out of all three aspects out of, starting pitcher and the fielding. What do you guys think about that?
Well, bullpen's been okay. I mean, they certainly haven't been
Soto
great.
wasn't. Yeah.
Right, Soto gave up a home run on Friday,
Well,
right? And like I said, Rod,
Greg Soto.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Well, Greg Soto was supposed to be the one anchor of the bullpen, and you got guys that some people probably never heard of pitching better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I do know what you mean about the final 2 games of the series overshadowing opening day, and that the White Sox did play better than the Tigers for 8.5 innings, but I hate to tell you, you got to play 9. And they ended up winning that one, and it doesn't matter how they get it done. It was in dramatic fashion, and you can make a lot of excuses why the Sox lost that game instead of why the Tigers won it, but the fact of the matter is they did get a win, and they came out of that series 1-2, and they're going to take all the series at the end of the year, add them up, and see how they are. I don't expect the starting pitching to be as bad as it was, and particularly Mize and Scoop. I think that they will pitch better than they did the last couple of days.
If they don't, we got major
No
problems.
question.
You know what the thing that bothered me the most was that it was the early game hitting. I mean, you might as well just go to, online and bet the Tigers to score 0 runs the first 5 innings.
Well, the first innings that they've given up, I mean, in all 3 games, the White Sox scored, correct?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like I've seen this before, and it gets so annoying this time of year because it's the bats got to warm up, and it's April, and you know what? The White Sox didn't need to warm up.
No.
You mentioned the Indians prospect, and I'm not gonna. Any criticism of Torque is ridiculous.
Correct.
Some people were calling Jim Costa yesterday panicking. I mean, come on. This is the problem when you have a prospect like this. You have got to let them have a chance.
Right. Well, John made the great analogy of Cade. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
I thought Torque showed a good sign in terms of the walks that he took.
True. I mean, the one at bat where he struck out without swinging the bat.
yeah.
2 of those pitches were not strikes.
No, but I mean,
I know.
We had a pretty big at bat. I think it was Saturday, and he took a 2-0 pitch that he should have swung.
Right.
yeah. And it's the same thing I tell my son. You're not up there to walk. Now I understand the value in that. You're up there to swing and hit, so swing the deal.
Yes. If it's borderline, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Swing.
It's like even, I'll say this, Miggy showed a little more plate discipline in the first 3 games.
Sure.
Than he has.
Yeah, but on the flip side, though, it seems like the glove of Spencer Torkelson is a plus.
Yeah.
He made some good scoops, made some good plays over at first base.
Once again, they get screwed by the dimensions. Scopes would have been a home run. Victor Reyes. And Victor Reyes, there's a positive. Victor Reyes comes in, plays yesterday, and sets the triple.
Yeah.
A little more pop in his bat.
Sure.
So, looking for anything. The point is, it's one series.
Yeah, it's one series,
It's a snapshot. There's no doubt about it.
but it's an opening series against one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah.
And if we think that the Tigers are competing as one of the best teams in baseball, I think we're smoking something.
Right. So you have 3 at 162, which basically is equivalent to 81 of
In 2 miles,
in the
take
NHL.
exit 7
Yeah.
toward M153 and Ford Road.
Football parlance, how many? That's like a
It's like
quarter.
the first quarter, yeah.
The first quarter.
half, maybe.
Yeah, the Lions didn't play well.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that was
one.
the first half of the 49er game.
Yes, exactly. That's
Here comes the
exactly.
comeback.
Here we go. Here we go. Red Sox better watch out.
Yeah.
Here come those Tigers.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Hey, it's a new series. It's a fresh start, and we'll get a chance to see, maybe the guy that we haven't talked. We talked about Casey Miles. We've talked about Tarek Skubal. We talked about E-Rod. We haven't talked much about Matt Manning.
I know.
Maybe he's landed the weeds.
Maybe. That's what we never know about spring training because he did not
Yeah.
have a lot of those guys in spring training velocity was Skubal's last
Skubal
start
was good.
His last start was really good. But they even talked about Fulmer's velocity. And, he was okay with the game he pitched the other day.
Yeah.
He looked fine. So yeah, the bullpen, as middling as it is probably the best thing about the Tigers in the first.
I think the most annoying thing for me yesterday is just yesterday's game seemed like a mail-in. My son had baseball practice yesterday, so I listened to the beginning of the game in the car, and it was just like hit, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, just trying to get guys out.
Remember the Leland Sunday mail-ins?
Yes.
I had a feeling yesterday the same felt.
Well, that's why A.J. Hinson
It was fun.
sloppy.
Use the right lane to take exit 7 toward M153 and Ford Road.
All right, coming up next, the Pistons get the pick they want. Hopefully, the lottery will be good to them. We'll find out soon. What do you think of the season? 97 on the field.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1
Take the exit.
Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mark Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
We're brought to you by U.S. Water Treatment. Pistons lose to Philadelphia 118-106.
Use the right lane to keep right onto M153
James
east.
Harden played in the game. The Pistons finished the season with a record of 23-59, third worst in the league. As such, earned the number 3 slot in the NBA draft lottery. That means they have a 14% chance of getting the top pick and a 52% chance of staying in the top 4 when the lottery balls are drawn on May 17th. They cannot finish worse than 7th. Pistons, of course, won the lottery last year at the 2nd slot and selected Cade Cunningham. This year's team caps off the worst 3-year stretch in 40 years of Pistons basketball. Tigers fall to 1-2. They get beat by the White Sox 10-1. Only 2 hits they get, while starter Tarek Skubal struggled. Tigers up for 4 earned runs and 5 overall.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
Tigers at Boston this afternoon at Comerica Park. 5:10 the first pitch right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Matt Manning making
In
his season
3/4 of a
debut
mile,
for the Tigers.
keep right onto
At the
Greenfield
Masters,
Road.
Scotty Scheffler wins it. Rory McIlroy 3 back. Tiger Woods was plus 13. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Stay in the second lane from right.
Thank you, Jeff. 97 The Ticket. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. Today is April the 11th, so we are now just
Use the right lane to
17
keep right onto Greenfield Road. Then turn right onto Greenfield Road.
Outstanding.
it's going to be very interesting.
We're going to be getting a schedule here in the next week or 2, probably.
Hopefully, yes.
Those predictions.
At the next light, turn right.
Seriously, you want me to do that again?
Yeah, it was fun.
Is it tradition like on any other?
Yes, it is.
Unlike any.
It's a wonderful tradition. No doubt
At the
about it.
light, turn right onto
The Pistons
Greenfield Road.
lose, as we wanted them to do, or most of us wanted them to do. Last night, losing to the Philadelphia 76ers. And what it does is give them
In 2.7 miles,
a equal
turn right
chance
onto Allen Road.
with Houston and Orlando for the first pick of the draft and to be a top 5, top 6 pick.
Yeah.
And that's all you want when you have a situation like this where the team, for a variety of reasons, we're not very good this year. And we didn't expect them to be very good. At times, we expected them to be better than they were last year, where they ended up with the, second worst record in the league, but they ended up, getting the correct deal with the ping pong balls. So my question is, 248-539-9797. A, Was the season okay for you? Number one. Number two, who do you want in the draft? And number three, should Dwayne Casey be back?
Well, I think Dwayne Casey could be back. I mean, at least from the things that
Yes.
we heard, in terms of him threading the needle for what the Pistons are and what they're trying to get done right now, I think he'll be back.
Oh, yeah. I think he will, too. But do you think he should? That's the question. I think Tom Gorson was interviewed on Friday and basically said that he's coming back. I mean, he did sign an extension last year.
Yeah.
So he'll be back. A lot of it, I think, with Dwayne Casey that I didn't like was early on in the season where they just weren't playing with that same, attitude and hustle and desire that they at least showed last year. And that was very disturbing to me.
Yeah.
But since Valentine's Day, I think they're one game.
Stay in the right 2 lanes.
And some of those games they probably tried to lose as well. So I've got no problem with the progression of the team. Obviously, wins and losses, not what you wanted, but if you're not going to be in the playoffs,
You might as well get a good pick.
you might as well get a good pick. And I think we should all agree, barring significant injury, this should be the last year where we're hoping for losses.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or something has to change.
Well, I do think we will probably see some changes because you look and you say, okay, Cade Cunningham, a positive, right? Especially with the way that he finished the year, his ability to, one, score, but take over games, demand the ball, demand control of the game. I think that's a positive. Sadiq Bey, we saw, in the last half of the season, obviously he was, it showed that he could be a good shooter. I think Marvin Bagley, the third, is a good addition to this team. Now, obviously there's contract things that they've got to get worked out. Jeremy Grant, you talk about change. Do they move him before the draft? And if they do, what do they get in return?
Or do they extend them?
Right.
And look, you want to have some good players. The question, look, if they can get a first-round pick for Jeremy Grant, I think you have to trade him.
It depends where that first-round pick is because it becomes a giant gamble. The NBA draft seems to me to be the biggest gamble that there is. Because if you look at, if the Pistons end up in the top 3, all right, do they go, obviously whoever's left, if they pick 3, is it Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith, Paolo Banchero, Jaden Ivey? Like, what direction do they go? And if Chet Holmgren falls to him, that's no guarantee that he's going to be a great pro.
No. What's interesting about Chet Holmgren is, and I think Tim McCormick pointed this out yesterday when I was watching, and he's right. I think when we look at Chet Holmgren, when we all say, no,
Stay in the right 2 lanes.
He's too thin, he's too weak. That's if he's a center.
Right. No, if
You
he's...
can play him at
In 1 mile, turn right
hard
onto
to
Allen
believe the
Road.
word I'm going to use, small forward. Because the best part of his game is his handle, his shot, and his tenacity. The best part of his game is not rebounding. I mean, he's a rim protector only because of his size.
I mean, Stoney, I might be overstating this, and I'm not comparing him in any way. His game has a little Luka to it.
More Porzingis than Luka, but yeah, but yes.
I
can see it.
I just don't see guys like him. He's got to fill out.
Right. And he will fill out a little bit. I don't know if he'll fill out a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, what does 10, 15 pounds look on him? I have no idea. You get him in a weight room, he'll be better. But like I said, you need him to fill out and be a present if he's going to play down low. If he's playing on the outside, like as you mentioned Luka, I mean, or Porzingis, when Porzingis has his mind and when he's healthy, that's a really good player. And it's just, he's a freak with size.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Chet Holmgren. And one thing that I think we all got to understand is, all right, first of all, here's what we know. He's 7 foot. He's 190 pounds.
Right.
stretching 190 pounds over 7 foot of frame it doesn't allow
Go past
for
this
much,
light.
any
Then at the
bonus
next
material.
one, turn right.
But he's 19 years old, and as he continues, just growing up, and he will fill out a little bit. Now, what does that mean? Does he get to 220? Can he
At the
possibly
light,
get even
turn
up to
right onto
230?
Allen
You're
Road.
talking about 40 pounds at that point. How long does it take for him to get there?
Right.
Obviously, the Pistons have some time. I don't think anybody believes that they're going to be a contender next year.
No.
So if you put him on the Pistons, now all of a sudden you've got Kate Cunningham, who will be in his second year, and we expect that he will not only continue his play at the end of this year, but progress.
Turn
to be
right
even
onto
a little
Martell
bit
Street.
better as
Then
the
turn
years go
left
on.
onto Hannah
Holmgren, but it's still a gamble. That's the thing that you don't know. If Jaden Ivey, right? I mean, I love how fast he plays the game.
Right.
I mean, he plays at a completely different speed. But when you watched him, in the tournament, he just wasn't a difference maker.
No.
Well, you had mentioned
In
Sadiq Bey and
900
his growth
feet,
this year.
turn
I'll
left
ask you
onto
guys this.
Hannah
Do you think
Street.
Sadiq Bey is a starter long term in the NBA, or is he a sixth man? Because I think he has sixth man game.
Yeah, but he's gotten so much better inside. Yeah, he'd make a lame analysis and analogy like Vinny was. I mean, coming off the bench in a 3-guard rotation, but he could play small forward. He could do a lot of things for you. On certain teams,
Turn
on a
left
really
onto
good
Hannah
team,
Street.
Yeah, he could be.
Then the destination is on your right.
Pistons even next year, he's got to start.
Well, I said long term.
Yes.
I didn't say
Yeah.
next year.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, he's got that capability.
Yeah.
But he
doesn't
also,
that factor into potentially drafting Ivy?
depends who's there. I mean, to me, even though he wasn't great in the tournament either, but I think he has Banchero. I think he's the best.
The
player.
destination
I think
is
he's
on
the
your
best
right.
all-around player. Now, if you're
17355
looking
Hannah
for
Street.
something a little bit more specific, then you could go with one of the other guys. But I think Banchero is probably the best at every level. If you're talking about in the paint,